Just out of curiosity, in the last 2 years, how many times would you say you've been on like a mastermind or vacation as you were running your business?
Yeah, that was one of my goals and my visions in building my business, was I wanted something that afforded me the time to be able to travel with other unique and successful people. I probably spend about 1 to 2 weeks out of every month traveling, and not just traveling for vacation, but traveling where I'm learning from other business people. And those are the types of specific things you want to shape into your vision of how you're going to build your business, because that's what'll get you through the tough times. That's what'll get you over the hump when hey, I'm going to put in the work now, and it is a lot of hard work up front for any business. But knowing that it's going to pay off, and specifically how it's going to pay off for you, will really help you get through those hard times.
Okay, last question up front. Here we go. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Laura Screw. My question is for Kyle. I'm just wondering if you're ever, because I've seen and I've read about companies that come off of Shark Tank not having made a deal, but being so successful. I just ever wonder if you're bitter because you gave up the 50%. And you think you could have been as big as you are without that.
Sure. I'm not sure if you understood me earlier, but when we gave up that 50% on the network that night when we aired, following the process, Barbara Corcoran has a team, an advisory team we work with, and we were able to restructure our deal, and we were able to retain a much larger percent of our company, which made it really work out well for us. At the same time, Barbara introduced us to Good Morning America. In the last month, we had our products featured on GMA Live on a Thursday for Deals and Steals, and we reached about 6 million viewers, and they share our demographic. So again, those are large volumes of orders, and without Barbara, that would be a really difficult task for us to achieve. So we're very happy with the deal. The partnership's been great. The name did not change, which was something she wanted to have take place. But at the same time, we are the majority shareholders, and always have a bank that we can call for some capital.
Right, and that's something we learned when we did that Shark Tank panel. People negotiated for better deals after the show was done, which you would think it was the opposite.
Exactly.
But it was in the favor of the people that were on the show. They got better deals with the Sharks, so that was really surprising.
We have a friend, real quick, we have a friend that actually did a deal on the show with Lori. When he returned home, he received a $250,000 PO from Publix. And he just said to Lori, I now have a chunk of change in my hand for my company that was not presented on the show live because it wasn't there, it wasn't available. And they didn't want to work the deal out. And he ended up telling her he's not interested now. And he actually just recently sold his business, and he's doing extremely well for himself.
So I want to wrap this up with just, if you could each just give one small piece of advice to everybody here. But before we do that, I know a lot of you have followed a lot that you mentioned podcasting earlier. My wife started a podcast on February the 10th. We went on our cruise October the 23rd. On that cruise, she happened to mention in her Facebook group that we're going on a cruise. There was a lady that flew from Australia 28 hours to be on the cruise out of Tampa. And I went up to her and said, why did you fly from Australia to be on the cruise? She goes, because I'm a fan of Katie's podcast, I love what she does, and I want to support her. What we learned was there's a need for retreats. The women that Katie's catering to are business women that are stressed out. They need to be around other business people. So when we got back off the cruise, she sent an email to the people, the women that listened to her show, and she said, we're planning a retreat. She literally got 25 replies. I'm in, please put my name down, which is really unusual when people reply back to an email out of your database. But that's the power of using communication medium, any medium, if you know how to harness it and build a brand around it. So Greg, if you were to give all the students one piece of advice, what would it be?
Sure. So I know this is part of an entrepreneur program, and we all consider ourselves entrepreneurs. But what I would leave you with is just kind of for you to look inward to a broader definition of what an entrepreneur is. I believe that from everything I've learned, there's 3 types of people out there, and you should write these 3 down and really think about which one you naturally are. I believe there are artists who are naturally gifted and talented at what they do. There are manager-leader types that are just people that can inspire other people. And then there are entrepreneurs. The true definition of an entrepreneur, I believe, is someone who builds something and wants to turn it over and move on to the next thing. And that's not me, even though I'm a business owner, even though I call myself an entrepreneur, I don't want to build it and move on to the next thing. I love running my company. I'm a natural manager leader. But you need to know which of those three people you are, and then through your classmates and through the people you meet, you want to look to build partnerships with someone who can complement you. When you're trying to do all three of those things, you're never going to succeed. If you're the artist and you're trying to figure out marketing, that's going to be an uphill battle. You know, if you're the entrepreneur and you're also trying to be the star of the show, that's not going to be a good fit either. So really understand yourself and look to tap into the other people that are here. The people that are here are the people that are serious about doing this. These are great people for you to be with and team up with, and that should be one of your goals for coming out of the program.
Omar?
I would say ideas mean nothing without action. So if you have an idea, take an action. And don't be afraid of failure, because failure is going to be what makes you better. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't fail 100 times. And so, embrace failure, learn from it. And if you have a great idea, take an action, whatever it might be. Do some research, print out a business card, something that's kind of moving you to the next step. Because everyone has ideas, everyone has great ideas, but it's the people that act on those ideas that really make it.
Kyle?
Sure. When you start your business, if you haven't already, write down the reason why you want to do what you're doing. Because there's a lot of temptations, there's a lot of obstacles you have to overcome, and every once in a while go back to that, because year 4 or 5 in your business, you might lose that a little bit, and then realize, wait, I was that individual back then that wanted to do this for a reason. We've been faced with failures, we've had lawsuits, we've had a death in the family. Our one episode was cut that we filmed for another reality show for. There's always going to be an obstacle, but getting back up and getting off your butt and making it happen is what's going to make you different than the competition or someone else out there that's going to be trying to take down your business.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Never, ever say the words, I can't. Keep it like that.
And you embody and live that every day. So guys, let's give them a round of applause. How awesome was that? I'm going to turn over the mic to your two professors. We would not be here if it wasn't for them to go out on a limb and build this program that you have and bring in the business community. But before you leave, make sure to meet each one of these individuals and ask them a question, get to know them. And they're just exceptional individuals in their respective fields. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys. Thank you both for doing this. Let's give Professor Curley, Professor Gold. Thank you so much. Go ahead, guys.
I just wanted to start out just by saying one quick thing. In life, it's sometimes you take things for granted when certain events occur, certain experiences happen. And I just want to say that these 5 gentlemen who are here today, and really all the community partners we have that come and spend their time with you here at no cost to students, to us.